Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to Novel iDeea. My name is Deea. Today I have a book haul for you. All right, so 3 of these books I got for Christmas, and all of the other ones have been acquired since then, and I am going to share them with you. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let me tell you about the books that I have read and the library books that I picked up. So next month is Febregency, and it's Foodie February. And so I picked some books up at the library for that. So these 3 are just library books that I have for those reasons. So I picked up Jane Austen's Table, and this is by Robert Tousley Anderson, and it's recipes inspired by Jane Austen. I always try to make something for Febregency, just cook something for it. And so this is going to be my guide for that this year. Another one that I picked up for Febregency is Jason Porath's Rejected Princesses, Tales of History's Boldest Heroines, Hellions, and Heretics. And here's the back. And it's got some great artwork in it. I thought that I would read about the Regency princesses in here. And then for Foodie February, I picked up Chloe Flavors because of the word herbaceous. And one of the things that Chloe does quite a bit of is teaches you what herbs go with what other foods, and the ways to combine them to bring out the most flavor. So that is what I got this one for. 2 that I have already read, and that is Flannery O'Connor's Good Things Out of Nazareth. This is a collection of letters from her friends, and that she wrote to her friends and that they wrote to her. So it's both. And they were collected, and they're about writing and struggles and illnesses, faith and creativity, and all these different arenas of life. I discovered some new authors that I had never heard of that were friends with her, and I'm very much looking forward to reading their works. But I did finish this morning. And so this was for Flannery O'January. Even though we are not holding the event this year, it's just something that I like to continue to do. I also had picked up this book, So Big, by Edna Ferber, and it's a Pulitzer Prize winning book, but it was going around on some friends' Instagrams, and one of them mentioned how much she just really enjoyed it. And I thought, I'm just gonna do it. I've enjoyed a couple of Pulitzer Prize winners lately, and so I thought this would be another one to add to those. The 3 that I got for gifts, I got 2 from Charlene at Coffee and a Book, and I absolutely am so excited to read both of these. One of them I have read before, but I haven't read this version. So I got this one, Healer by Linda Windsor. And from what I understand, from what Charlene told me, this is an Arthurian legend story. And so I am really looking forward to diving into it. I think she's reading it right now. And so I'm also really looking forward to her thoughts on it. And then she also gave me this special edition of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And this, I haven't even unwrapped yet. It's still in its plastic. This has got all the little ephemera things that kind of go along with the story. And that is absolutely my jam. Like, I love all these little tchotchke ephemera curio type things that go with the story. And so I look at this version. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited. Thank you, Charlene. And then Victoria from A Musical Bookworm got me this coloring book. I love Marjolaine Bastian, and this is her artwork. And then you get to color it in. So artwork on this side, picture to color in on this side. And they're gorgeous. I am such a bird and tree and nature loving girl, and these are just exactly what I love. Thank you so much, Victoria. These now are in no particular order. These are just things that I found or purchased. So I had some credits, I had some little free libraries, I had some friends that just were getting rid of some things that I said, I'll go through those. Much to my husband's chagrin, I'm sure. Okay, so let's start with this one. I saw this cover and the title of this book, and I just thought, this sounds and looks so sweet. So this is He Fell in Love with His Wife by E.P. Rowe. Look at her with the kitty. It's just so cute. I don't know anything about it. I just really loved this edition, the color of the spine, and like I said, this cover illustration. It's not super long, 350 pages. And anyway, I just thought it looked adorable and I wanted to read it. This is by Andrei Kurkov and translated by George Bird. And this is Death and the Penguin. I love this cover. And that's really what did this for me. Like I said, I don't know anything about it. I don't know about the author, but I loved this cover. It does say that it's a masterful tale set in post-Soviet Kiev that's both darkly funny and ominous. I think this is a middle grade, and I found this at Goodwill, and it is The Mystery of the Jeweled Moth. And it sounds a little bit like Clue, but with more characters, and I think it takes place at a hotel. I want to say it was over a year ago. I was watching Aya's Cottage. I'll put her channel down in the description box. She spoke about this book and how much she enjoyed it, and it took me a long time to find a copy that I could afford. When I haven't read a book, I don't really ever want to pay more than $4 for it, and I prefer not to pay more than $3. And so it took a while before I could find this for that inexpensively. And this is The Forest of Wool and Steel. And from what I understand, it does have music in it. There is something about you know, a search for meaning and that kind of thing. But she just loved it, and I love her. And so I thought that I would give it a try. This is by Cecile Aubry and is illustrated by Helen Stevens. And I want to say it is also translated, yes. And it's translated by Gregory Normanton. And is it set in the Alps? Yes, in the Alps. This is Belle and Sebastian, Child of the Mountains. And it's about a little boy and a dog, both of whom are kind of foundlings. And so I am just so excited. I love middle grade stories. We did Red September, and when we were doing that, I was looking for books that I could read that would be in the vein of communist, you know, coming into the communist regime and doing all of that. But in the process of all of that, I found this book, Natasha's Dance by Orlando, I'm going to say Figes. I don't know if that's right. This is a cultural history of Russia. And I have read another book by Figes, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that this one also is going to be very, very enjoyable. This is Natasha's Dance. Did I say that? I think I did. A couple more that are non-fiction. Okay, so I picked up Holier Than Thou. This is by Jackie Hill Perry. I've been wanting to read this for quite a while, and I saw one of the booktubers. Who was it? I can't remember who it was that I saw speaking about it just recently, but I had already picked it up. So I was really happy to hear them talk about it. Maybe it was Bethany. I'll double check and then I'll put the information in the description box. But it's how God's holiness helps us trust Him. And so really looking forward to diving in and digging deep in this one. Kelly Brenner's Nature Obscura. And this is all about a city's hidden natural world. So this is about finding the natural world in the midst of urbanity, basically. Another spiritual nonfiction, this is Living Love, a treatise on the love of God by Francis de Sales. I thought that I might try this during Lent and see if this is something that I get along with. But I love that it's a treatise on the love of God. One that I do not have in this pile because it's not brand new, but that I also am thinking that I might either start in February or possibly March, is C.S. Lewis's The Four Loves. And it also is about the love of God. And so I thought maybe doing them in tandem or one right after the other might be fun. Land of Childhood. This is by Claudia Lars, and it's translated by Florence Beers. I'm going to say Araujo. Down here. And this is literally about Claudia's childhood. She had an Irish American father and a Salvadorian mother, and she grew up in El Salvador. I am excited to read it. The title sounds really cute on this. It's a natural history. And so anyway, this is Timothy, or Notes of an Abject Reptile by Verlyn Klinkenborg. And it's about a turtle. And I love turtles. So I don't know, we'll see. But isn't it just adorable? Fiction, I think this is the last nonfiction, and this is The Long, Long Life of Trees. I love trees. I think that they are probably my favorite plant. And it does not matter what kind of tree. There are so many that I just adore, and I love being in amongst them. This is by Fiona Stafford, and it is a Yale Press edition. Okay, now we have some more fiction. We only have just a few left here. I picked up Beau at Ballard Creek by Kirkpatrick Hill. I read something about Miss Agnes, the year of Miss Agnes. I read last year or the year before, and this is by the same author. It's an Eskimo village. All of Kirkpatrick Hill's seem to be about children in very small pioneering style villages. I picked up Horace Walpole's The Castle of Otranto, mainly just because I loved the cover. I know nothing about it. It does have an introduction by Sir Walter Scott though, so there's that. The Bacchae, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, by Euripides and Other Plays. I love ancients. I'm reading everything ancient that I can get my hands on, and Euripides I have not read, or I've read one thing. I think I read one thing by Euripides, and I saw someone talking about this also, and just basically applauding this particular titular play anyway. And the other plays that are in here are Ion, The Women of Troy, Helen, and then The Bacchae. I picked up this. Who was talking about this book? If this is you, because I haven't heard hardly anybody talk about it. So I feel like this is very obscure. But I saw someone talking about it, and I managed to find a copy, I think on second sale, and it is Pat Murphy's There and Back Again, and this is supposed to be kind of a science fiction hobbit. So if I heard about this from you, let me know down in the comments. Another ancient, I picked up Marcus Aurelius, and this is Meditations. This is a modern library edition. Last one, for right now anyway. I have some books that haven't arrived, but I thought I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. This is Esther Waters by George Moore, and I actually picked this up at our local community college. They have a textbook store basically, and you can see it's got the stuff on it, but anyway, this was very inexpensive. This was $1.99. And it's in great condition, and it doesn't have any writing in it, and so I am not exactly sure what it's about. I've never read George Moore, but it was an Oxford World's Classic, and I thought, why not? So that is everything book-wise. Now let me show you what I got that was book-ish. My friend Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space, she sent me some piloting pens, and these are so nice. They write on my notation, on my annotations. They're smooth, they're tiny little tips, so it's really easy to write small. They don't bleed through. It's lovely. And she also got me this muted pastel highlighter pen set, and I've been using it like crazy. Both of these I have been. So thank you, Christy, for that. And Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia got me this corgi, because I have a corgi, annotation little tab set. And also got me this pen set. I haven't used these yet, but I think that they're probably similar to the piloting pens in that they probably have tips that are small, that are easy to, to write small with. So that was from Tiffany, and I love these. I've been using these like crazy too. The little tabs down here especially. And then my niece, for her birthday, I gave her some modeling clay. She loves to do craft. She's actually quite talented. And so she, for Christmas, with the modeling clay that I gave her for her birthday, made me a little poppy seed corgi. Isn't she cute? She's so cute. She's got a little black spot on her back and everything. Her little ear broke on the trip before Marion gave her to me, and so we had to glue her back together, but she's so cute. I just love her. So she sits up here on my shelf. That's everything. So thank you so much to all of you who gave me books and book-ish things. I just love them. Rich my reading as well as my heart. It just blesses me so much. And I can't wait to jump into these books. I hope that maybe you saw something that you might want to jump into as well. And now I'm gonna go find space for all of them. Thanks everybody for joining me today. Bye.